All right. This afternoon, I wanted to talk a little bit about all the avalanche of news that we've had come out today, and there's quite a bit of it. We've got again these foreign countries are coming out and saying that they want to get rid of the dollar. These are the article said it was the Gulf states that are doing it, but actually Japan's in there, China's in there too, Russia. Again, they all are getting together saying we don't want anything more to do with this dollar, the U.S. dollar. And it's not new either. If you remember going back to the last G7, there was Medvedev there showing pictures of the new currency. Also, on top of the story about the Gulf states dropping the dollar, is we have the other one about the IMF, who is those guys right now are they're basically taken over as the World Bank, and I'll go ahead and link those stories too. That one's on Blacklisted News. The IMF with these SDRs, basically the IMF is just printing. They're just printing money too, and that's going to be the new world standard that they're going to use at least for a while um, for these countries. But what I'll tell you what, there's a lot of trouble coming, and I don't believe the people. You hear some analysts say, "Oh yeah, well this is a little problematic, but 5 years from now, this is going to happen. That's going to happen." If if they depeg from the dollar from oil trading, I mean, we're going to have a dollar, and I've said this before on videos. We're going to have a dollar that overnight is worth nothing. It would be really worth nothing. Right now the only value of the dollar is that the world uses it to trade oil. Other than that, the only reason a $20 bill is worth something is because it says on there this is a treasury note. They just tell you it's worth $20. Um, this is extremely troubling times. When the world is talking about getting rid of the dollar. This links into another story from Australia that we were supposed to be, our markets today were supposed to be all overjoyed about. Was Australia raised their rates? Okay, well that's great for Australia, but they don't have Obama's thugocracy running the show in Australia, and I'm sure that they're far more responsible than we are, just printing up money every day to boost the stock market higher. And that's the only thing that's going on in this country right now. They're going to come out with all their news stories. Oh yeah, well we had oh well this number looked good, so the market's going up. All they're doing at the Fed, at the Federal Reserve, is printing money, giving it to the banks at 0% interest, so that those their so-called primary dealer banks, and they're going out and buying stocks, and that's to keep, of course, the hedge fund people from not freaking out. That's what most of the money in the stock market right now, most of the private money, it's all in 401ks. So they're trying to keep those people, somewhat placated. But it's not going to last very much longer. I don't believe these people at all that are talking about, oh yeah, well we might run into a problem here by 2012 or something. All it's going to take is one news story that comes out and says that the world no longer trades oil in the dollar, or other types of trades in the dollar, and the dollar is going to be worthless overnight. And nobody on CNBC will tell that story. But the only worth of the dollar is that it's used to trade oil. If they stop that, the dollar's worth nothing. I don't care what anybody says about 2000. Oh yeah, we might run into a problem here about 2019 or so. This stuff's going to happen before Christmas because the terrible economic news is going to start coming out. The sales are going to be nothing. They're trying to run these stories now that Christmas sales are going to be down 1% or something. That's nothing. And we've got 17% real unemployment, but people are still going to do heavy Christmas shopping. Nobody's going to be doing any Christmas shopping this year. That's the fact. They can try to keep sweeping things under the rug here, but in my take of the whole thing is they're up against the wall big time right now. And this Geithner and Bernanke and Paulson and all these guys, they testified before these bailouts that their main concern is the strong dollar policy. And they're not going to print money and buy stocks and buy bonds, and that's exactly what they've been doing ever since then. So take these news articles. Back to the Australian story. I wanted to fill that in a little bit. The good news was Australians, central bank or whatever, they raised interest rates. See, the thing is, that's not good news for us at all because we can't raise interest rates right now. They're parked at 0%. The only reason that we're not in a total depression and in a martial law right now is because the Fed's got the interest rate at 0% and they're just handing this money to the banks to use. And they're going out and buying bonds, buying stocks higher every day to keep the illusion that everything's going good. But the fact of the matter is the U.S. economy is at a complete standstill. There's no U.S. economy going on. Anybody that's doing anything is, everybody knows it. Everybody that's out there knows it, that the economy is stopped and it's only getting worse. There's no economic activity going on out there. There's nobody buying, anything except basic needs. That's all the economy is. But they keep hoping and praying, the consumer is going to start consuming again. Well, those days are gone. I mean, I think they're gone forever. If they ever come back, it's going to be 50 years from now before there's ever anything. But the whole thing has changed. We're not going back to the way it was 2 years ago. We're not going back to that. It's the end of it. They can try and say that, oh, no, the economy's recovering. Does anybody actually believe that the economy's recovering? I don't. So that's my take on these stories. Be real careful out there. Plan for what you're doing. Plan for what you got to do. But this economy's not recovering. They're lying to us. That's all. They're just, flat out. They're just absolutely flat out lying. So have a good evening. I just wanted to do a little video. I'm going to let this run for a minute without the cover. So thanks a bunch. We'll see you later.
What we're expecting for the day. And as I was inspecting it, I walked past and I see Chantel over there getting a coffee. What are you doing over here?
I freaked out because Matt has been firing people left and right, and I knew I shouldn't have been getting coffee, and I did it anyways, and now I'm scared about the questions.
Coming up, will this out of control guest put Devo down for the count? Plus, Chantel pleads to save her job.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
When Rehab Party at the Hard Rock Hotel returns.
Depression is a serious medical condition.